Serving their community is who they are because they love where they live. REMAX 3D Real Estate is proud to bring you Heart of Royse City, a video series dedicated to celebrating all the wonderfully great things about Royse City, Texas. On every episode, Denisha Denny will share Royse City's story through the stories of the people who call Royse City home. This is Heart of Royse City.
Thank you so much for watching Heart of Royse City. I asked Kevin Worthy to come on the show for his leadership with our school district here in Royse City. You will find his heart and his soul as you watch this episode and hear how he navigated through COVID, but how he navigates in leadership every day for our school district. Here's our conversation with Kevin Worthy. Hey y'all, I'm Denisha Denny, your host of Heart of Royse City, and today we're sitting down at the well in downtown Royse City with our very own superintendent, Mr. Kevin Worthy. How are you today, Kevin?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for agreeing to say yes.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Well, on our show, we like to talk about what you love about Royse City. So let's just start off there. Tell us what Kevin Worthy personally loves about Royse City.
Well, that's simple. I mean, what I really love about Royse City is that small town feel. As we continue to grow, we don't get away from that. Royse City is all about relationships, and I think that really is the core of what we believe in. I think when you think of Royse City, you think of family, and I just love how everyone is there to support one another. We have a tremendous amount of support from our community towards our school district, and that means so much to me. It is evident through our community. It's evident through our city, our mayor, those that really play a big impact in shaping our culture here at Royse City. And so I would have to say I'm more proud of the relationships and the family type atmosphere.
That's incredible. And that says so much about a community when it comes down to relationships. And that's different from it just being people as well, because relationships mean that you're really connecting and really being there for one another.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you see that in the churches, you see that at Walmart, you see that anywhere you go, especially at the Main Street area, and just really seeing how our community comes together on a nightly basis on our Main Street. Anytime you drive through downtown Royse City, you see it's packed, and that is a credit to our city and our community and all the great things that are going on.
That's fantastic. Do you have one favorite activity or event that Royse City puts on during the year?
I do, and we unfortunately weren't able to do this event, but our Back to School Bash that the Main Street and the city participates in and helps us organize is always just a great event. It's an opportunity for our community and our business leaders to come together to provide school supplies for our students. We have a celebration on Main Street where we shut down Main Street and we have music, we have a live DJ, we have bouncy houses, and it's a way to kick off the school year in a positive way. And our community's been a big part of that. Our businesses have been a big part of that. And so we just appreciate their willingness to give back to our students and how important it is to support our families.
Are those supplies for like underprivileged students or are they for all students?
They're for all students.
Okay.
But we really target those ones that are having a difficult time purchasing school supplies. And so we really encourage those individuals to come out and provide those supplies to those families.
That's such an important event. I know this, especially this school year, everyone was like, do we need supplies? Do we not need supplies? How's this going to work? And so I'm sure you did miss having that event this year.
Absolutely. It was a challenging start of the school year because of the uncertainty, but hopefully next year we'll be able to add that event back and continue to celebrate the start of school year.
That's fantastic. Let's talk about that. We're kind of talking about the start of the school year and how different that was. So just share with us a little bit, how did you guys, with the school district and you being the leader and the superintendent, how did you guys navigate COVID and get to the point of being able to get everyone back in class?
The key word that you just said was navigate. And we spent a lot of time trying to navigate through a lot of uncertain times and things that were very challenging for us because of the unknown. You know, we talk a lot about you don't know what you don't know. Right. And in this situation, this was new to us. And so our ultimate goal at the end of the day was to create an opportunity for our kids to come back. We felt like in-person instruction was very important. We were going to support those individuals that felt a need to go virtual. And so we spent a lot of time this summer. We included a lot of stakeholders in our district to help us formulate a plan to have in-person instruction. So our team worked tirelessly all summer long, really put in a lot of long hours and a lot of tough decisions. But at the end of the day, I use this phrase all the time. Our ultimate goal was to preserve the in-person instruction. So we wanted that experience for our kiddos, and we wanted to go to football games. We wanted to go to volleyball games. We wanted those things for our kids. And so we worked hard to try to put policies and procedures in place to accommodate the safety of our students. And we've been very successful. Our teachers, can't say enough about our teachers. You know, when I think about the work and the new things, the new challenges that our teachers are doing, it's an honor to me to be able to work alongside of our teachers and know how hard they work and how much they care for kids.
Oh, and if you don't care for kids, you shouldn't be in teaching.
That's right.
And because they take care of our precious babies every day. But
Absolutely.
I have seen through COVID just the diligence in making sure that everyone can learn in the style that is best suited for them. But I mean, I commend you for doing everything possible to preserve that in-classroom experience. I know from my own children's experience, they just wanted to be able to go back to school. It was such a hard way to end the school year from the previous school year. And so I think it's great that you guys worked so tirelessly to make sure they could have that.
We did, absolutely. And it was just, it was so bizarre. You know, when we ended spring break, we never thought that, when we entered spring break, we never thought we wouldn't come back. And so that was a very difficult challenge for students because they wanted closure, especially our seniors. They wanted closure. And we were unfortunately not able to give them that. We were able to give them a graduation that they will always remember. The 2020 class will always remember graduation. But it was difficult to see freshmen and sophomores and then elementary school age not having closure with their teachers because they love their teachers and their teachers love their students. And so that was the difficult thing about closing. But just seeing the unique and creative ways that teachers were still finding ways to build relationships with students.
Yes.
I mean, it just makes you proud to see the work that teachers were able to do.
They really were. Everyone really took the whole think outside of the box to a whole different level through COVID. And I loved the little parades and things that they were doing for teachers and teachers were doing. And it did show back to that relationships in Royse City. And that people got back to that core of having those relationships with one another.
And you talk about core beliefs. You said core. And when I think of Royse City ISD, I think our two main core beliefs are relationships and innovative opportunities for students, creative opportunities. And so, we strive for that every day. We are a Capturing Kids' Hearts National Showcase District. There are only 5 or 6 in the United States, and we're one of them.
There's awesome.
There's
Congratulations.
Thank you. There's only 2 in Texas, and we're one of those. So our entire district they do understand how important it is to build that meaningful relationship with kiddos. And so I'm so proud of our district. I'm so proud of our employees. And our community plays a big role in that.
Well, I'm going to take a minute and say all of that starts at the top. And so I want to say thank you to you for being the leader through all of that. When you're leading a charge, especially in these uncharted waters, you don't always have someone to turn to when you're at the top. And so it takes a lot of grit and to dig down. And I know when we were talking off camera earlier, you felt like in the summer you couldn't be innovative and working on the new projects. But you know what? You used that innovation and that talent during the season it was needed to just get through one season. And so those doors are going to open back up for you and you'll be able to get back to the creative side that you love to be in. But I just want to commend you for doing that through COVID.
Thank you so much for saying that. And you're right. This summer we were innovative and creative. We were just innovative and creative in a different way. So I appreciate you saying that.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about how long have you been here and let's talk about your journey. How did you get to Royse City? So
I'm starting my 9th year at Royse City. I actually started May 7th, 2012. I'll never forget that date. I was so excited. Serving as superintendent of a fast-growing school district, a district that had so much going for it. We were on the brink of greatness. We knew that the growth was going to continue to come this way. And so, what were some of the things that we were able to do to put processes and procedures in place to accommodate that growth. And so that part of it was exciting. I knew I was going to be a part of the planning process. And so those 9 years have went by really quick. I've been very fortunate to start some really great initiatives here at Royse City, but I think I'm more proud of my kids being able to graduate from Royse City. I have a daughter that is a junior at Texas A&M University, and she graduated from Royse City High School.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I have a son that's a sophomore at Royse City High School, and he's having a great experience. He's in the theater, choir, band, and so he's having so many opportunities at a 5A high school that he's really allowing his opportunities to grow in his walk, and so we're excited about his future, and so just really excited about my family being a part of it.
I bet during COVID your son had some things to say about this.
Oh, absolutely. He had some advice every day that I came home. We need to do this, Dad. You need to do this. And so, sometimes I would listen and sometimes I'd have to tune that out.
Right. I bet his friends were calling him and texting him and saying, hey, you need to tell your dad this.
Absolutely.
This is what we want.
Absolutely.
It would be fun to interview him and hear life behind COVID being the superintendent's son.
No doubt. He used to do that on snow and sleet days. He would always say, Dad, the roads are bad. You need to call school off. But during COVID, it was a change. Dad, you need to bring us back. You need to bring us back. And it just goes to show you, kids miss school. They really miss school during that time.
They really do. They need that socialization together. But you know what? They have a new appreciation for that now because they did have to learn how to not have it, and so they have a new appreciation. So how did you get to Royse City?
Yeah, I spent 18 years in my previous district. I was a baseball coach. I was a special ed teacher. I moved up the ranks and became the athletic director, assistant principal, assistant superintendent, and then I was superintendent of that district for 4 years. And so I spent 18 years in that district. They raised me.
They did raise you. Where was that? What school district was that? It was
Gunner, Texas, Gunner ISD, just north of Frisco and Salina. And so I just loved that community. I just enjoyed it.
That is a growing community too.
Very, very much so. But it was a small community when I was there. And so I left that community and school district in 2012, and they had 900 students. And so I started as superintendent at Royse City, and we had 4,500. And so today we have 7,000. So you can see over 9 years how much we were able to grow. But I started there when I was 23 years old. Had an opportunity to win 2 state championships in baseball.
Congratulations.
And so it was such a great place to be, and so many great memories and so many great friendships that were developed, but I was looking for that next challenge.
I was going to ask, what made you, after 18 years, choose to leave the district?
It was that challenge. I knew that we weren't going to be growing at the rate that Royse City was growing, and I loved the plan. I loved to be a part of strategic planning and how that can impact a district in a positive way. I love to be innovative and technology opportunities for students, providing technology opportunities for students, and I knew that we were able to do that here in Royse City. And so when I was approached about the position, I did a lot of research. I drove over here a lot, and I just loved what I saw. I would just walk into a gas station and just strike up a conversation. Nobody knew me. They didn't even know I was applying for the superintendent job. I hadn't even applied for the job yet, but I liked what I saw. It was just good people. And
how did your family take that?
Yeah.
Was that a family decision to pick up your family after 18 years and move? And what was that like?
My wife and I talked about it a lot. We didn't share much with the kids because we didn't want to get them upset at that particular point, but it was difficult on my daughter. We moved my daughter when she was in 7th grade. And so
that's a hard time to move a teenage girl.
And so the first semester was really difficult on her. Just making new friends. The one saving grace, she's a really good volleyball player, and so she was able to make friends through that and really excel in a 5A program when she became a high school student. And that was difficult. My son, at that time, he was in 1st grade, and I'll never forget this. We were talking about it, and he said, "I'm not going." And My wife, I remember, I mean, it's like yesterday. My wife said, you know, they have a McDonald's, they have a Jack in the Box. He goes, okay, I'll go.
Oh, how
And
funny.
so McDonald's sold him on Royse City.
The Golden Arches.
That's right. But it's
How
funny how a
funny.
first grader will think,
Man, if life was only that easy.
wouldn't it be great?
That would be so great.
Absolutely.
So what about your wife? I mean, she had to pick up and move as well. How was that on her?
She commutes a lot.
Okay.
And so this wasn't a big issue for her from a standpoint of job, but she did leave a lot of friends. And she has a lot of friends from Gunner that are just been great to her. They stay in contact. They travel together. They have monthly dinners together. And so we're not that far away from each other where they could still stay in touch. But it's been a good transition for her. She's very successful at what she does. She works for Texas Instruments. And she's an industrial engineer from A&M, and so her career is very proud of her career and the things that she's been able to accomplish.
That's incredible. Boy, your kiddos didn't stand a chance.
No, they didn't. Not at all.
That's awesome. Tell us some personal things about you. What do you like to do in your spare time? You spend a lot of time dedicated to leading this charge for the school district, but what do you love to do in your personal time?
I love sports.
Okay,
I love sports.
not surprised.
Love college football. I love going to college football. I love being a part of that atmosphere and environment. If I'm not going to sporting events and seeing the Bulldogs play or the Aggies play or even going to the Ranger game or things of that nature, I'm playing golf. I love to play golf. And this week is really cool because it's Masters Week, and we get to watch the Masters on TV this week. And I've been able to go to the Masters 5 or 6 times now, and so that's always been a treat for me. But I love to play golf. I love to be around my friends, getting a chance to play golf with them and just hanging out. And so it has to, my hobbies revolve around sports.
How fun. I would not have guessed that.
Yeah.
But that's probably a stress release for you too.
Absolutely.
Because you stay so focused and honed in. You seem to have a lot of leadership skills and desires, and you seem to be very driven. Who or what in your life developed that inside of you?
You know, my brother and sister modeled that for me. They're very successful. My sister was a deputy superintendent of Allen ISD, one of the biggest districts in the DFW area, and so I was able to see her walk and her ability to lead. Also, I saw my brother become a very successful principal and now an assistant superintendent. And so they modeled that at an early age. You know, my parents were not educators. For my parents to raise 3 kids that went into education and became leaders of school districts is very unique because they were, you know, one owned a furniture store and one worked in a car dealership. And so it's very unique. But at a young age, I could see how my sister and brother really modeled what true leadership looks like, and I owe a lot to them for that.
Where are you in the birth order?
I am the baby.
I was wondering, like you talk to them like you're the baby.
I am the baby, and my parents had me at a late age, and unfortunately, they both recently passed away, and so I'm, you know, my sister and my brother have played a big role in my life, and but my mom, I think my sister was 16 or 17 when I was born, and so you could tell right away that she was very special to me because she took care of me a lot.
She was like your third parent.
That's exactly right. She'll kid me every once in a while and tell me that I'm actually her son. So.
Man, that had to make
true.
You curious for a little while
little
and say, I need to check this out.
Yeah, but it's not true.
That's too funny. So I would love to know what your sister thought. She's 16 and here she has a new baby brother.
Probably shock a little bit, but then probably a lot of joy because coming home from school, she was able to play with me and do some certain things with me. So it's probably a lot of joy too.
So were there times that you looked up more to her than you did to your parents when it came to for advice and things like that?
Yeah, probably so. Not so much advice, but I really leaned on my brother a lot.
Okay.
My brother was a really good baseball and football player, and so I really looked up to him and wanted to be a lot like him growing up. We all worked together. My mom owned a furniture store, and so We all delivered furniture together and worked at the Furniture Mart, and just really leaned on him a lot because he was closer to my age. But my sister was always there for me. You know, she kind of kept the family together. When Mom and Dad passed away, she was the glue, you know, just kept everyone together, and just kind of took over the role of Mom, no doubt.
That's precious to be able to say that your sister stepped into that role and to have that. And a lot of times when family members or parents do pass away, sometimes the siblings go in different directions and don't keep that family unit. So I know your parents have to be proud of her.
Very proud.
for keeping that together. So when y'all sit around the table at Thanksgiving or Christmas, do you all compare stories? You're all in education. And
that is so funny. My wife is the only one that's not in education. So my brother and sister's kids are all in education, either coach, teacher. So when we get together, my wife feels like she's left out because we do talk a lot about school.
See that.
We talk about our experiences, some of the things that are going on in their school district. So, yeah, I love hearing my wife tell the story that she's bored at Thanksgiving and Christmas when we're talking about those topics. But we do talk a lot about school.
But that's great. I mean, especially with also the level of school districts that they're a part of and what you have here, and that synergy that you get together, that's irreplaceable.
Absolutely.
I mean, you cannot replace what you can get when the three of you get together.
Absolutely. And just our different experiences, but they're all common.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter what size you are, how small your district is. They're all the same problems and issues and challenges that we face. And so it's knowing that they're going through some of the same struggles that I'm going through.
That is fantastic. I feel like I've gotten to know so much more about you just sitting here talking about it. Well, before the show, we talked about a random question that I'm going to ask you at the end. And so you picked a number.
Number 11.
And you picked number 11. I was going to say, did you want to change your number? No, you want to keep it 11, don't you?
Yep.
I told you it was too easy. You're going to know this right off the bat. All right, here's your random question to wrap us up today. Number 11 is, what is your favorite restaurant in town and why?
Oh, man.
See, it's super easy.
But then I'm going to make somebody mad, too.
Okay, maybe it's not so easy.
Yeah,
Did you want to break that down into each category as Mexican, American?
Mexican is my favorite food, and so Arbolitos is my favorite restaurant, and I could eat at Arbolitos every single day. I love their salsa, and so I just love the atmosphere and environment, and they do such a great job over there.
They really do. I know. I'm in that same boat. It's like I hate to call out one specific restaurant, but there's always one that is kind of your favorite, your go-to, and they've been here for a very long time.
Absolutely, and very supportive of the school district. Education Foundation spends a lot of time raising money in our community, and Arbolitos is always willing to give back, and so we appreciate them.
That's fantastic. Kevin, thank you so much for being on the show today. I've really enjoyed our conversation, and I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. Do you have anything else you want to share with us, or is there anything sitting on the sideline about to come into play you want to share with us that you can share?
Not anything new. We're really excited about this semester and some of the successes that our students are experiencing. We're really proud of our Royse City football team. They're doing a great job this year. Have an opportunity to make the playoffs this Friday night, and so we're looking forward to that particular game. Just a lot of great things, and just as I said earlier, you know, anytime that anybody that's listening, anytime we have the opportunity to affirm teachers, let's affirm them. They're doing a fabulous job, and they deserve so much credit in what they do, and so just hopefully that every teacher in Royse City knows how much we love them.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You have the best story. So thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for sharing your journey and your experience. And thank you for giving Royse City a chance and moving your family to this school district and making it what it is today. So
thank you.
Thank you for your leadership.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching Heart of Royse City. This video series, which is designed to celebrate Royse City, Texas, is spearheaded by REMAX 3D Real Estate.